Today we're going to talk about what you need to know on your FAA private pilot exam for aeronautical factors and aeronautical decision making. Let's start with spatial disorientation. Spatial disorientation can kill you. For example, JFK Jr.'s accident. He flew VMC into IMC, so that's visual meteorological conditions into instrument meteorological conditions. His plane impacted the water at over 250 knots and a descent rate of more than 4,600 feet per minute. He was allegedly inverted but applying up elevator. There are several visual illusions that occur when flying, including the Coriolis effect, the graveyard spiral, somatogravic illusion, and the leans. These are not tested on the private pilot exam, but may be asked about on your check ride, so you want to look those up. The answer to any spatial disorientation question will always involve finding an external point of reference and trusting your instruments. So just remember that. External point of reference and trusting your instruments. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that is a byproduct of hydrocarbon combustion. If humans are exposed, the carbon monoxide will bind to hemoglobin, preventing oxygen uptake. When exhaust gases leak into the aircraft cabin, you will smell exhaust gases and you will breathe carbon monoxide. High altitude makes you more susceptible to carbon monoxide simply because there is less oxygen in the air. Symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning include dizziness, vision impairment, confusion, high heart rate, and many others. The prescribed response is to immediately turn off your cabin heat, open air vents, and use your supplemental oxygen if you have it. According to the FAA, these were the top 10 causes of fatal general aviation accidents between 2001 and 2016. Number 1, loss of control in flight. Controlled flight into terrain. System component failure, power plant mostly. Fuel related, which means either they lost fuel or had no fuel left or there was water in the fuel. Unknown or undetermined. System component failure, non-power plant. Unintended flight into IMC. Mid-air collisions, low altitude operations, or other. Most accidents, running out of gas for example, are the result of a series of small errors in judgment committed by otherwise good pilots. Being stressed in some way, maybe due to weather, personal issues, friends, or relatives, could cause you to forget about checking your fuel, for example. Every pilot is a single point of failure unless you have a co-pilot. In 2010, the fatal accident rate was 1.1 fatal accidents per 100,000 hours flown, with over 272 general aviation fatal accidents. The 4 fundamental risk elements are the plane, the pilot, the weather, and the mission. There are 5 attitudes that kill. Anti-authority, can't follow rules. Impulsive, didn't think it through. Resignation, giving up. Invulnerability, well, the plane hasn't killed me yet. Or macho, I can take this chance. So those are the 5: anti-authority, impulsive, resignation, invulnerability, and macho. Just note that human error is responsible for over 80% of accidents. You should always ask, can I pass a medical right now? If you can't, you shouldn't fly. A mnemonic you should remember is I am safe. Illness, alimentation, medication, stress, alcohol, fatigue, and emotion. These are risks that you need to manage. Think about the I am safe factors every time you fly. A lot of pilots have died because they ignored them.